But my name is Sheridan Alford. I'm a master's student at the University of Georgia, and my research is assessing African American involvement in the outdoors.
That's awesome. Sheridan, I don't think we have your video up right there. You are. Awesome. There's just so much data being sent from where you are there. I think we're going to be seeing you in buffering, but that's a perfect transition because if we don't happen to have people up on screen, we do have some bird icons to represent everybody that I'd like to introduce right now. So there's our wonderful flock of birders here for today. Emily's a puffin. I'm a plover. Danielle, you're a cormorant. Sheridan, a great blue heron. Chelsea, the penguin. Juita, the pelican. How do we feel about that representation right now of the birds?
Loving it.
All right, perfect.
I'm very happy with my penguin.
All right, well let's look at some birds, shall we? What do we think? Here we go.
Let's do it.
So this right now should be a live look here at the Monterey Bay Aquarium's aviary cam. And so we do have Curtis on the phone here, and he should be able to zoom in on the birds as we see them. There's also a good chance that, of course, when we decide to go over to the birds, that the stream has frozen from the bird cam, but we are going to see what we can do here. In the meantime, does anyone have any questions that we're seeing online for our wonderful panel of birders?
All right. Sorry about that. I was just trying to get us up and running over there on YouTube. So hey, everyone! Thanks so much for joining us today. First things first, Patrick, on screen right now. I don't know if one of you ladies wants to take that and tell us how you identify this bird. seabirds exhibit on the rocky shore. And it's mostly because of the oyster catcher that lives in the aviary. She didn't want to put up with these two new youngsters that came in. She was just like,
I love this
"Mm-mm."
energy. I love it.
Yeah, she's the best. We love her. So she
So,
gets to have aviary to herself there, and
oh,
our other two oyster catchers are loving the seabirds exhibit. They love that rocky shoreline there and living with the puffins. Sorry, Patrick, I keep on interrupting you.
well, I kept trying to interrupt you to say that maybe we were going to have to see about restarting this whole affair. But in the middle of
That's
me trying to
fine.
interrupt you with you interrupting me, we've just been interrupted by some breaking news saying that it's working great now. So how
Okay.
about this, everybody? How
Look at
Don't touch
that zoom.
anything,
You
and
zoomed
it'll
right in on her just for me.
how about
Oh,
this?
You saw a heart.
Oh,
You-
yes, sorry.
yeah, this is
Hold
the
on
most
one sec,
important job that you have
one
right now,
sec.
Patrick.
Sorry, Chelsea. So here's what I'm thinking, everybody. So because nobody seems to be able to hear us and it's going in and out, we might have to just reset and just redo a beginning, a start. How do we feel about that?
I'm okay with that. Yeah.
Okay, I'm
Want to make sure
looking.
people can hear us.
Okay, all right. So welcome everyone. Here, I'll even put the cover right back up. And we're here. Yay. I'm Patrick. Enough of me. That's Emily, other half of the social media team at the aquarium. Let's go around the horn one more time. Let's go to let's see. Danielle. Hello.
Hi, I am Danielle Bellany. I'm a wildlife biologist from San Antonio, Texas, and I am a very passionate birder. However, I don't really know shorebirds that well, so every single one of these birds is a sweet treat that I get to see.
Awesome. Okay. Juita.
Hi, everybody. I am Juita. I'm a third-year PhD student in Louisiana, but I'm born and raised in California. I'm currently using the Sibley app to try to identify these shorebirds, so I'm so excited for this.
Okay. Let's see. Back to Chelsea.
Hi, my name is Chelsea Connor. I am from the Commonwealth of Dominica, and I study anoles, but I do love birds, and I love the oyster catcher at the Aviary Aquarium. So I'm gonna fangirl over that one when it comes on.
Awesome. Okay. And then over to you. Sheridan. I'm trying to spotlight and answer things at the same time. Looks like we may have lost Sheridan's video feed.
Oh, no.
That's okay.
No.
She is streaming from the wild on the island. So let me see if I pull the cam feed back. This has never happened before
Wow.
in all of the streams that we have done. So let's see if we can do a whole bunch of different things. How about talk amongst yourselves? Let us know how Black Birders Week has gone for you while I have you up on screen, and let's see if we can figure it out.
Okay.
Yes. Black Birders Week has been amazing. Can y'all hear me?
Yeah, look at that.
Okay, cool. Wonderful. Splendid. Yeah, Black Birders Week has been amazing so far. The reception for me has definitely been the best part of everything. And then now I'm at the beach in Sapelo using my shorebirds to help identify y'all shorebirds. Yeah, it's been great.
That's awesome.
Yeah. I'm gonna try this. I'm gonna pull. Uh, Y'all can share the rest. We can hear you when you're up on screen. We can't hear you when the aviary cam comes in. So yeah, it looks like the cam specifically is what's breaking the sound. So I'll be away. But Chelsea or Juita or Danielle, if you feel like sharing how Black Birders Week has gone, I will just get rid of my video and stress out behind the scenes.
Well, I don't know if you ladies want to talk about what got you interested in birds, in birding.
So I can start. Oh, Chelsea.
Yeah, no, go ahead.
I've always been really into wildlife in general. It doesn't matter what it was. If it was insects, frogs, ants, snails, things that I could find in my backyard. I've always been so interested in that. And in 2017, I actually started working with Richardson Bay Audubon in Tiburon, California. And that's what really started my interest in birds. I was helping co-organize bird counts in the Bay. So that was so much fun. I got to meet other birders and I was like, whoa, I want to be as cool as you. So I have to learn all these birds to be able to participate. And since moving to Louisiana, we have a ton of different birds here than we did back in California, like the cardinal and the blue jays. And I've just been way more into birds these days. And I still consider myself a pretty amateur birder, especially when it comes to shorebirds. They're really hard for me to ID. And I don't know, there's just so much joy to get out of birding.
I really resonated with a lot of what you just said, Juita. Let's see here. Let's pop over. How about Danielle? What got you interested in birding?
So yeah, same thing that I was always interested as a kid in, you know, the animals that I had in my backyard, but I didn't really think about birds too much until I would say undergrad. I took this course in ornithology and I got to learn about how all the cool ways that birds can be able to fly and the cool senses that they have, and also ID tips. And we went out birding for the lab part of that class. And yeah, that definitely sparked my interest in birds. And then I had an internship where I had to nest search in South Texas for a bunch of different birds that were nesting in this the research area. So I got to see eggs turn into little baby birds, turn into like full grown birds, and it's such a fun process. A few more years later, I actually started like going out on my own and bird watching, and yeah, I like to casually bird, and I think I'm ready to take the next leap and go travel places just for one bird.
That's awesome. All right, Chelsea.
Okay, so growing up on my island, we had a wide range of really colorful tropical birds, particularly one that I mentioned earlier, the Cicero parrot. It is endemic to my island, can only be found there. We also have another parrot, the red-necked Amazon, locally called Jacko parrot. And my first time seeing the Cicero parrot was a mated couple at the botanical gardens we have back home was like on a school trip, and I remember looking at them, like looking at this couple, and I was like, oh my god, they're so pretty. I love them so much, because I'd always seen the bird on our flag because it's our national symbol. We have it on everything we could think of putting it on. but like seeing them in person, I was like, oh, okay, these guys are beautiful. And then also like when I was younger, my grandmother would always leave sugar out for the banana quits. So she'd have like a small flock of banana quits like around her house, usually like waiting for sugar if the sugar's done, like getting really upset about it there's not, or just like eating the sugar and spilling it everywhere. And I just have like really fond memories of like going to her house and seeing that, and it's like, oh, this is cute. And then also like my uncle did tours down Indian River, and Indian River back home is it's a river through mangrove. And if you've seen Pirates of the Caribbean, the one where they go down the river to Tia Dalma's hut, it's that river. And there's a whole like tour. It's a lot longer than what they did in the movie, and like the sunlight coming through is dappled, and there's yellow warblers in there sometimes. And like seeing them flit through, and I was like, okay, I really like birds. I really do.
I love that so much. Sheridan, what got you into birds and birding?
Yeah, so here, I'm gonna try and block this out so y'all can't hear the wind. But yeah, I was really fascinated in birds on my own. And then when I started college, I got to experience them for all the different things you can do with birds, as far as like bird watching or bird banding, and then research. So I kind of took those steps, and then eventually I was like, you know what, I think bird watching is my thing. I find it very peaceful, therapeutic, and I feel like there are a million cajillion different types of birds too. So like Danielle said, I'm obviously traveling to see birds, like specifically, but yeah, it's been really fun, and I met a lot of cool people through it. So
Well, kind of along those lines, I saw a question go by, if you had any specific kind of like a unicorn bird, a bird that you've always wanted to see out in the wild, but you haven't seen yet.
I feel like there's a couple. I think there's a couple of them for me. Especially since like I haven't gotten to travel for birding. So I haven't been to places that have amazing birds. I would love to go to Australia. They have a lot of amazing herps, but they also have a lot of amazing birds, like the superb fairy wren. I would love to see that. I would love to see every bird of paradise ever. My mom got me a coloring book of birds of paradise, and just like coloring them, and I was like, I want to see what they look like in person though. So I would love to do that. So I think those are like the main ones that I need to go see.
I would love to, oh, sorry. Go for it, Danielle.
Okay, yeah, my unicorn bird is it's kind of a groove-billed Ani. When I lived in South Texas, I just always thought that was like a cool bird. It's like a crow, but like souped up. So I really wanted to see that bird for the longest time, and I never really got a good look at it, like just like a flick of a tail feather, like just a little piece of a wing. So yeah, once I see that bird, I will feel very accomplished. But I have good bird luck, so if I go out to like, oh, I want to go see that bird today, it's going to show itself to me.
I need to go birding with you because I have terrible luck when that happens.
Oh, cool. My unicorn bird would be the harpy eagle. Am I pronouncing that right? Yeah. Cool. I was actually in Manu National Park in Peru, where you could typically find them, and I never saw one. I was there for 4 days.
Oh,
we hiked. I got blisters. I got bug bites, you name it. And we didn't see a single eagle.
Oh no.
Yeah.
now I think my unicorn bird, which like everyone knows where this unicorn is, I just haven't been there, would be a secretary bird. Just because I think they're gorgeous and I need to see those lashes. So yeah, I just need to get over there.
Yeah, I need to know where she got those lashes from because they are amazing.
And those
Yeah.
legs,
They're beautiful.
sickening.
The lashes, the legs, like she's a baddie, okay?
Yeah.
Where did we
Like,
start?
where does she shop? She needs to tell me. She needs to drop those links. Link in the description, please.
Yeah. Oh, I see Patrick's back.
Yeah.
Welcome back, Patrick.
Oh,
It's just us ladies nerding out about birds over here. I'm in my happy place.
As I mean,
I hope that you're doing better.
No, as it should be. I think I'm a complete disruption at this point. If anyone has anything unimportant to say in case it gets garbled up again, now would be a good time to start sharing, because I'm going to see, I think we have a fix. So if you just have something that you want with that weird like to it, then now's the time to test that out. If you have, first drafts of jokes, etc. But I'm going to see if when we swap us over now, everybody out there, can you hear us? Is the audio okay? Are we with the birds? And are we also enjoying our time listening to us here? Let's see if that works.
Twitch is saying yay sound. Yay good.
Yay.
Yay.
We're here.
Oh, we did it.
Well,
We fixed it.
It took us 28 minutes, but we got there.
Thank you, Muffins.
Hey.
Thank you, Muffins.
Muffins, you are amazing as always. We love you so much.
Okay, and now I'm just going to get fancy and I'm going to swap us over to full screen here. Emily, you are the
I can
oyster
see all the
catcher
comments
now.
coming in saying,
Okay.
yes, we can hear.
So for our esteemed panel here, if you want to hang out for an hour starting now to go birding, we'd absolutely we owe it to the people. But thank you so much for sharing all those amazing stories while we are away. With that, I mean, we can keep bird watching, keep sharing your stories, whatever you feel like. But we've got the aviary cam working.
I'm going to say what people didn't hear me say earlier. Oh my God, look at that oyster catcher right there. Look at her. Look at her go. I have like a one-track mind when the oyster catcher comes on.
It's understandable. She's amazing. So
She is. She's beautiful.
I've never seen one like up close. So like I kind of noticed something at the end of her bill had like a different shape than like the regular smooth part. Am I seeing that correctly?
yeah. So oyster catchers, they're using that bill to kind of probe different shellfish off of rocks. In particular, they love eating owl limpets. They're one of the biggest predators of owl limpets out there. And they'll use that beak to kind of drill into rock. And so for our birds at the aviary at the aquarium, we actually make special enrichments for them to kind of mimic that behavior. And that helps to keep that beak kind of, it's almost a little bit blunt at the end for most of them, because they're just drilling into rock basically constantly, trying to get limpets and other shellfish, mussels, things like that off of there and to get inside of their shells. Yeah. I love their beak grows constantly too.
So
Yeah, I don't know if you
so
want.
besides the enrichment, do you ever have to like file her beak down?
We do, yeah. So Dr. Mike is our veterinarian at the aquarium, and for the oyster catcher in the aviary, because she's a little bit particular in her ways, doesn't always engage in all of the enrichments that we give her. So we have to give her beak trim sometimes. It's just like, like how you have to sometimes trim your dog's toenails and stuff if they aren't wearing them down enough on walks and things like that. So it's the same thing with the birds. They don't feel it at all, but we give her a little beak trim. For the birds in our seabirds exhibit that live with our puffins, they love the ice enrichments that our aviculture team makes for them. They'll freeze their food inside of blocks of ice and then use their beaks to drill down into the ice to get the food out. And they are so clever. They're so smart. They know exactly what to do. And so because they love those ice enrichments so much, we rarely, if ever, have to trim their beaks for them.
That's cool.
I always think it's so innovative how people come up with their enrichment, like trying to mimic, natural occurrences and experiences. Like I've seen some super cool enrichment. I was like, I would have never thought of that, but the animals love it. So that one sounds cool.
Yeah,
it's always great to learn about like different kinds of enrichment that different zoos and other places do.
Was that a marble?
At a zoo for a while, Sorry, go ahead.
Oh no.
No, this is
Talking
what
about the
bird
marble
watching is.
godwit.
Yeah, bird watching is like in the wild. You're
Yeah.
looking at one bird and you see another one go by, and you're like, oh.
So
That was me. I was trying to
There
keep
it
the
is.
excitement in.
So Curtis, if you're still listening, let's see if we can zoom out and pan over to the right. Juita spotted a marbled gotwit, so let's see
Yeah.
if we can.
I think it wants some attention because it's gone by a couple times. But the oyster catcher is so perfect. Look at her. Look at her pretty.
She's too pretty.
Look at us. We're
Can
zooming
you draw
around.
another heart
Oh.
before we leave her? Just one more heart.
Oh, we've unfortunately we've
Oh, we have?
Oh, no.
we've taken control of the cam and we're gonna zoom in, but I do have a heart
There
ready for the marbled gotwit. The
I mean,
big bird
yes.
standing in the water there, Curtis, in the middle there to the left. Though we do have a few more birds. A little bit over to the left there, Curtis.
Avocets are so cute.
And enhance. Yes.
Oh, look at it.
Although we did get a good look at the Dunlin that was in the other pool of water there for a second, but look at her.
That's a hefty bird.
Let's see if I can get the
It's
heart.
sizable.
Okay, I had to. Sorry, have to draw it a little bit more. Oh, and then she ran away. But there's our marbled gotwit there running by. Ooh, double Avocet sighting. Following them around.
Oh, can I ask, why does the marble godwit have its band above its ankle versus
Yeah,
like
just
right
noticed
where
that.
webbing?
That's a great question. I
Why
actually
is it
don't
up
know the
there?
answer to that. I wonder if I know our aviculture team is going to be watching this with us. Susan or Amy, if you know the answer, you can message me and I can let the world know.
Oh, now she's shy.
Yeah.
What? Curtis is doing his best job.
We do.
Just trying to get a good view of her.
This is like, where's she going?
She's like, no paparazzi, please.
Pictures, please.
Yeah, she's saying, I didn't know this was going out to everybody on the internet.
You're live, baby. Come back.
How accurate is this of an experience if you are there? She is. If you're birding, that like what is it like to sit and wait with these birds? They obviously just sit in a perfect position, beautiful lighting the entire time, right?
Yeah, definitely. Like as soon as you get to the park or wherever it is you're gonna go bird watching, every single species you're looking for is just like in a tree right there within view.
It's so convenient.
Right? Oh, there it is.
To kind of steal Jason Ward's, sky Lamborghini to describe peregrine falcons, I call plovers beach Lamborghinis because they're just like constantly. I'm like, where are you going?
They don't have any time to wait for you. They have things to do.
They have things to do right
They have
now.
places to be. Booked and busy.
We got her.
How many like holes I fall into, or like, when the ground changes, but you have your binos in your hand and you just straight down, and the birds are like, what's going on over there?
There we
and
go.
Every time you spot one, you put your binos up, it's already moved and you're just staring at like a piece of sand. You're like, wait, oh no.
Yeah.
Oh, there it is.
Yeah, I think she knows when we're zooming in on her. She must. Oh,
Look at her.
Oh.
She's pretty.
Those are nice feathers, man.
They are nice feathers. Yeah, look at her.
Just in the interest of not giving Curtis any burn on the muscles trying to move the camera around, he's doing it via a very, very long pole from outside the aquarium. So maybe let's find another bird to zoom in on here. I think Curtis, choose a bird that you might be seeing, and we'll talk about it.
Go for it.
Let's see, who's that there in the middle? The anticipation.
This is some nice sand. I like it too.
Yeah, my internet.
Oyster catcher's back.
Oh, how about
Well,
the sizable bird there in the dish there, Curtis? The sizable bird in the dish. Let's zoom in there.
Well, while we wait and get a bird on cam, Patrick, Susan, our wonderful aviculturist, who is actually at the aquarium right now, just texted me to let me know why the band is so high up on the marbled godwit there, and it makes complete sense. And I actually think I saw someone over on Twitch who said the same thing. She says that it's because marbled godwits wade a lot. They're in the water a lot, and if her foot is underwater and the band is closer to her foot, they wouldn't be able to see the band. So they put the band higher up on them, on the wading birds, so that they can actually spot them.
Okay, yeah, that makes sense.
Cool.
So who do we have here? I honestly don't know.
Someone is going to town on that.
Let me get my bird app up.
I know, me too. That's what I'm doing.
Who are
It's
you?
pretty though. Those spots on the feathers are gorgeous.
I believe
Is
that
it spotted sandpiper? No, too big.
No,
It's too big, way too big.
And we're cheating, of
Is
course,
it a
because we
Dunlin?
have
Is this the Dunlin?
we have the list.
No,
So
some are smaller too.
I
just
believe
huge.
that this is a red knot that's on the
I
screen.
was about to ask, like, is it the red knot? I saw the brown on it.
it's not
She's
a
just
knot.
in between breeding
Not
plumage.
a knot.
There it is. So if we're looking at a knot right now, it means we're tied up with this current event.
Oh my god.
Hey, now that the technology's
No,
fixed, I'm back
keep
and
the
ready.
puns coming. I actually do really like the puns.
I know I used this one earlier, but we just make these puns up on the fly.
Yes.
Just winging it.
Just winging it.
Our panel, of course, heard all of those puns in the warm up in the pre-show, so they're just rolling their eyes now.
They're like, okay, where are the new ones? These are old. Come on, do better.
I don't think I've ever seen a red knot. That's so cool.
Yeah, they're incredible birds that are migrating just thousands and thousands of miles every single year. So having, wetlands as kind of these layover pit stops on their migrations is really, really important. And one of the ways that you can identify them when you're looking at them, so they're a little bit bigger than most of your standard pipers. So if you see them around a whole bunch of smaller shorebirds and there's a bigger one nearby, there's a chance it could be a red knot. But I always look for, looks like they have little arrow shaped feathers on their sides. It looks like little arrow shapes all on their chest and their sides there. Which is a little bit different than kind of the spots and the stripes that you see on other shorebirds. If you see those little arrows, those little kind of V's, that's how I spot them.
Is this a
but again,
juvenile plumage or sorry?
No, go ahead.
Is that an adult breeding plumage or?
This is in between.
I was just about to ask that.
Just in between.
Yeah.
It's in its awkward teenage stage right now. I think we can all, relate that to that.
Like, my guy, what are you wearing?
It looks so orange on my app. That's why I was so confused.
Yeah, because I looked it up and I was like, okay, all right, something's wrong, or what's happening here?
I
it looks so confused right now. Like it can hear us, and it's like, what is happening? I might be roasted.
What do you mean? Look at the book. Look at me.
confused.
Look at me.
Look at me. Look at how
Don't look at the book. Look at me.
Look at him turning.
That little head tilt too.
Yeah,
allows
like
them to listen for bugs in the sand.
oh,
So we give all the birds
Hi.
at the aquarium live food. So we'll toss out crickets and worms and stuff for them so that they have that natural foraging experience. So they could be just looking for a snack, right? It's lunchtime, so
I had no clue they listened for the bugs in the sand. That is unreal.
Yeah.
it's the coolest thing. Yeah.
they are amazing.
And then they get to live on the
I
beach too. It's
appreciate
like,
the roundness of all of these shorebirds.
Yeah, red knots are very round, and I love them. I love them.
What if we do like our favorite thing about shorebirds, just in general?
Yes,
They're
Like
round.
that.
Their shape is
Yeah.
circle. That is
Chunky.
it.
So,
bombs.
question: if a knot is very round and maybe has bulked up a little bit, would that be what's known as a Gorgian knot?
oh boy.
From Gordian knot.
Oh,
That is about as
What?
mythological and historical as my puns get. I'll go back to
That
producing.
was very niche.
Which
like
of
Oh,
course,
that was a good one.
which
I wasn't expecting.
Right, that was good.
which of course, niche, niche, I believe means nest in French. So there you go. Back to the
Full
birds.
circle.
Multilingual puns,
Nice.
I think. All right.
Nice.
Sorry, I'm done.
For sure, the legs of shorebirds. I mean, they got it all. Especially like a yellow legs, just with those.
yeah,
They're beautiful.
yeah.
Or like a great blue heron. I mean, just legs for days.
Shorebird chicks.
Oh
Little
my gosh.
Oh,
balls
yes.
on toothpicks.
Right.
Yeah.
Oh my gosh. Cutest thing. Killdeer specifically. Their chicks, the little tail feathers. When they're
That's so
growing in,
cute.
it's just so cute.
Completely agree.
Yes. 1,000% yes.
I think
Patrick,
my
I don't
favorite thing
know-
is probably
Sorry, I was just gonna say, when we did our bird watching stream a couple of months ago, I dropped a whole bunch of photos in a Dropbox folder. Patrick, I don't know if you have the ability to pull any of those up, but I think that I have some pictures of shorebird chicks from
Oh,
in
goodness
there.
gracious.
I know, I'm
Okay.
gonna make you work right now. I'm so sorry.
Do it for the people. The people want to see.
Okay. All right. Bye. I'll be back.
How do we feel about goals in here?
Underrated. They're underrated.
I mean, yeah. I mean, those are cool.
They're cool.
I don't
Yeah.
have anything particular.
They're no oyster catcher, but they're alright.
Yeah.
They're doing their job.
Like it's whatever. Like
I was
they're
gonna say,
cool.
you're right.
They're not an albatross.
Right.
That's
Big
true.
back.
They're doing something, I guess.
Out of turn. But, you
They're all
know.
doing something really similarly too. So it's just like, all right, find some originality, hun.
Well, they do like to steal French fries, I guess.
Yeah.
I always
But
thought
no,
it was
those
really
are cool.
cool that albatrosses are actually more closely related to penguins than they are related to gulls, even though they look really, really similar to each other.
That's cool.
I could see that being
Yeah.
a thing.
Also, the eyeliner on the I forgot which albatross it is. The eyeliner on it is
Beautiful.
perfect wing. Perfect.
Yes. It's so good. This is just a pun channel, essentially. Welcome to the pun
Yes,
channel.
that's all we're doing. We're watching birds and we're sharing puns. That's the
Emily,
whole channel.
Emily, I found a folder that looks promising. What am I looking for?
Do I have any pictures of chicks in there?
Oh,
Or bird
okay.
chicks?
Stand by.
I can see if I can find it too, instead of making you do all the work.
No, it's fine. No, you keep talking about birds. It seems really fun. I wish I could do it too.
Sorry. Oh no, Patrick got salty.
Oh, Patrick, we're sorry.
Hey, I've got a.
Sorry.
No, that's if you're a salty bird, you might be a bay gull, right?
Yeah.
Like
Oh
a
my
Monterey Bay
God.
gull,
Okay.
salty sea salt. Anyway, sorry.
Have you all seen the Wilson Snipe video of it's doing its little dance?
Oh yeah.
Yes.
Yes.
That was gonna be my my
Have
like
I?
fave thing.
Oh, sorry. My
No,
bad. I'm
no,
gonna.
just in general. I was gonna say in general, like shorebird's little scurry that they do, or like they're just so like I don't even know. Like if a squirrel was a bird, it'd be a shorebird for sure.
Yes. They have
For
places to be. They're just like
Very important.
once again booked and busy.
Oh, one question that has come in for the panel is, what are some good ways of identifying different types of shorebirds and narrowing down your selection?
Okay.
Well, I like to use. Ooh, go ahead.
Go for it, Chelsea.
I was just gonna say I like using apps like Seek by iNaturalist. Helps like it just like opens your camera and it helps you identify something like as it's looking through the camera. So it looks for those certain features to help identify things. And once it identifies it for you, it can like you can go check it out and then look at the specific features because it gives a whole description. And there's like specific features to look for to help you identify this thing. So that's like my favorite app to use at the moment.
Mhm.
Following up with Chelsea, I'm actually using the Sibley. I don't know if you guys can see that. The Sibley
Yes.
version 2, and I can see all of them in a row. But what's really nice about this app is that I can click on 2 birds that I think might be the bird that I'm looking at and actually side by side compare them.
Oh, it's that app?
Ooh.
It is
I'm
Sibley.
downloading
I've been
version
trying to find
2.
it for so long.
I'm getting that immediately.
Yeah, so I can see 2 different birds and it tells you which one's on top and which one's on the bottom, and you can see all the different variations. So non-breeding.
Never mind about
that.
Seek. Get that one instead.
Right.
Life changer.
Downloads immediately.
Yeah. Shout out to
Wow.
Nathan Ward for recommending.
What was the name of it? Sibley what?
Sibley version 2.
Okay, bet.
I need it.
That's such a great tip.
It,
I know
it
that
does
another.
cost, yeah, it does cost $20, but I think it's worth the $20.
I've
It's
recently
less
basically
with
a
that.
guide.
Okay.
Yeah. I was like, that's basically Phil Guy price.
Yeah.
We've got the marbled
right.
gotwit putting on a show right now too, and
Yeah.
behind the log on the upper left there, I think there's another bird we haven't talked about yet. There, Emily.
Yeah. So looks to be. Oh nope. Just kidding. We panned away.
It's
before
fine.
I could.
I'm instructing
spot it.
I'm instructing Curtis. We will return to the left here very soon.
Okay.
But marbled gotwit gets more screen time.
Look at this
Yeah,
bird.
she's
Look at it go.
Yes. So do you guys hide stuff underneath the sand every day, or?
So we clean the sand every single day for the birds, and then multiple times throughout the day we'll toss out different crickets for them and mealworms, waxworms some people call them. And then we'll put out dishes of blackworms, and we'll toss out fly larvae, and we'll have dishes of krill for them too. But we like to put it kind of in different spaces throughout the exhibit, and especially with the crickets and the worms, we sprinkle them out across the sand to really encourage them to use those natural foraging behaviors that they would be using out there in the wild. So the crickets and the worms, they'll find their way under rocks, and our turnstone in the exhibit will use their beak to flip those stones over just like it would in the wild, trying to get at the grubs that are in the sand there. The wading birds will go and walk in the dishes and in the different habitats that are inside of the exhibit. So we have both a shoreline and then a freshwater kind of estuarine area set up in there to mimic one of our local wetlands, Elkhorn Slough, to really give these birds the opportunity to use those behaviors that they would be using out there in the wild. For a lot of these birds, these are rescued animals that wouldn't be able to survive on their own in the wild, but we still want to give them that incredibly realistic life that they would be having out there in the wild, and encouraging them to use those natural behaviors. So the aviary exhibit in the aquarium is absolutely one of my favorite places to be. It has instead of windows everywhere, it has this open mesh netting, so you can even like stand in there and you get the sea breeze, and it's one of my favorite places to be. And you have all these different habitats, just like you would be looking at different habitats to find different birds in the wild too. Anyway, that's me
Oh,
done
was that a
nerding
yawn?
there.
That's awesome.
Cute.
Look at it.
Is that a tiny bird yawn? Is it sleepy?
Is that a sandpiper?
sleepy.
Western
Oh my
sandpiper?
Yeah,
God.
that's sandpiper there.
Okay.
That's Western.
Yeah, that's a sandpiper. Look
It
at
just like flicks its like tip of its beak. I love when birds do that. It's just so cute. Shorebirds, man.
Wants a nap. Did anyone
It
see
really
this?
does, but it's like somebody's watching me. I know it.
And then the Avocet totally just like, excuse me, I'm here too.
I wanted to alert the panel that I did some digging and I have in fact found for you, Juita specifically, but then for the discussion, a little baby who's a pup.
Another doggo appears.
Yeah,
It's not just Trooper.
We've got Trooper on our stream potentially at times. But no, I wanted to let everybody know that I have found a baby killdeer image. If you'd like to, I'm going to put that up on screen here. I am going to be covering up a little bit of the live birds that we do have there. But here is a baby killdeer. Once I can move it so we can still see the bird. And currently up on screen, and you will be seeing it here shortly, is a little baby burb. A borb. I'm not sure the correct internetism for a baby bird, but there it is.
I think they're borbs.
They're
Burb.
borbs? Okay.
Describe a borb.
I feel like you use burb and borb.
Okay.
All right.
It's like interchangeable. Look at it.
It's so cute.
How does
so
that look?
It's like a little cotton ball with little toothpicks.
Adorable.
It's just so cute.
Oh, we've got
Wow.
sorry, here,
Just-
we've got the
I-
killdeer
Yeah,
currently
we
in
actually have the
view.
killdeer.
Great.
Oh, is it
Well, there's
killdeer
the
in view?
semi-palmated sandpiper.
You.
Curtis
You
on the
all-
assist. He's got the killdeer in view. Here, let me let me take the
That's
image
not
off.
the killdeer. That's the semi-palmated.
Oh, my
blue.
apologies. It was
Yeah.
it, it,
Yeah, it is.
it was a plover.
Yeah, it was a plover. You got that right, Patrick.
Yeah, I'm awesome.
Yeah.
It walks so
But
bossy.
semi-palmated plovers are adorable too. So, I mean,
they are kind of cute. This one is not going to be seen anymore.
no.
The semi-palmated has like one black band, right? And the killdeer has
Yeah.
two.
Yeah.
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 Ornithology. Still.
Hey.
Oh, and Patrick, one of your favorite birds is actually was on screen there for a second.
Oh, was it now?
Yeah.
Should
don't
I be
know if
paying
we can go
attention?
back. I don't know if we can go back over to the left there.
Yeah, maybe back over to the left, Curtis. We'll see. But I mean, I love all the borbs. But by the way, as I'm not currently up on screen, I did want to mention that in the debate of Team Fish, let's get the whole panel up on screen here. I understand that our esteemed panel absolutely destroyed Team Fish a little bit earlier in the live stream.
Yes.
But I did just want to state that the official statement from the Monterey Bay Aquarium as of right now about Team Fish versus Team Bird is that birds as tetrapods are technically fish, which means that we're all on the same team. However, the true battle is Team Hemocyanin versus Team Hemoglobin. You're either using iron to bind oxygen or you're using copper, and those copper-based blood animals, they are up to something. So that's currently where we'd like to shift the discussion, since we've settled Team Fish and we've settled Team Bird as of earlier this morning. So the next grand thing is Team Globin and Team Cyanin is what I'm thinking. And if there's nobody else who follows me on that, that's fine.
So like a mollusk? Is that what's your
A
team
mollusk?
is?
Yeah. So the mollusk. So Team Hemocyanin would be the mollusks. Some arthropods as well. And you got to be careful about mollusks and arthropods, because once you start looking at those numbers, little bit intimidating. But I believe that we've got this. I'm obviously on Team Globin.
Strong case.
There's some
Globin.
good points.
Globin.
Okay. All right.
I'm undecided as of right now. Look at them swim. What kind of fish do you have in there with them?
That's a great question, Patrick. Do you want to talk about the fish? Otherwise, I feel like I've talked a lot, and I haven't given you a chance to talk about the exhibit at all.
Oh, well, after everything that I just did for everyone, look, the host has spotlighted your video for everybody. Hi, that's me. Yeah, so in the so in that slough environment, you can see over there on the left side. Oh, we got the phalaropes. We got the red phalaropes. Here. I'm gonna take me off.
Where are they?
Hold on, let me just get rid of me real quick. So behind our graphics right now, we've got some of my favorite birds. I think that's probably what you were mentioning there, Emily. We've got a red phalarope that's currently in the water. And we've got a red-necked phalarope right next to it. Perfect. So you can see a little bit of the difference there between, oh, it's doing its thing. My favorite aspect of phalaropes that I just learned when I learned when I got to the aquarium, look at it spin, look at it spin. What they're doing right now is they have it's spinning around, it's creating a vortex, and it's pulling up little bits of food up to the surface. It's a technique that you can do if you're scuba diving. You can spin your finger around something and kind of suck it towards you. So like if you're trying to collect a jelly into a jar, you can do a little vortex with your finger and you'll slurp it towards your jar. And what they're doing, what this phalarope is doing right now is a feeding mechanism, creating that vortex to pull up copepods or other things. You sometimes see them do this in the kelp forest off the back deck and in little estuary pools. To the left there, the bird with the white belly, that was the red-necked phalarope. This is a red phalarope there in its breeding plumage. And it's also the same technique that we use at the aquarium if we want to collect moon jellies. We'll take our boat and we'll spin it around in circles doing donuts over the jellies and create that negative pressure in the middle of the donut to suck the jellies up towards the surface so we can collect them and study them there. So super cool live look at some phalarope technique.
That is super cool. And now I want to do donuts over some moon jellyfish.
Don't we all?
How do I get that job?
Can we volunteer? Can we like volunteer?
Can we?
Take us like
We'll ask the jelly team. Absolutely.
Does that make it a jelly donut, Patrick?
It would be a jelly donut. Hey. It was right there the whole time.
Wow. Patrick, how do you miss that one?
I mean, clearly a lack of effort. My goodness, that was incredible.
Oh my gosh.
So anyway, to answer the question I guess I got to spotlight myself again. To answer the question, in the pool there in the back, we have a few different types of surf perch, some shiner perch, some walleye perch. There are also maybe some striped perch, some babies. There's also in there usually a couple of stingrays, round stingrays. You often find a lot of sharky species in the slough. Maybe a little baby leopard shark might be back in there. And then the really fun one is sometimes we have a sea hare in there. And sea hares are a large mollusk related to nudibranchs and just it's a big slug basically. And they sometimes lay their eggs in there and it looks like yellow spaghetti in there. So if you ever see the yellow spaghetti, those are sea hare eggs.
Yeah, sea hare are pretty cool, but I do remember like a couple times that I've watched the Aviary cam, and it happens to pan over to the water. I've seen like a little shark, and it's like, what shark is that? But then it goes back to the birds, and I was like, I'm fine with that. It's nice to know.
It's good to know the priorities, you know?
Yeah, birds. It's the Aviary cam, so birds, and then all the way on the bottom we have fish.
I mean, there's some pretty cool fish in here. I wouldn't mind fish watching just like a little bit from this perspective.
Stop trying to make fish watching happen.
Whoa, that's our entire business model, Chelsea.
Yeah.
What do you think an aquarium is? I'm kidding. Totally kidding. We are looking at some land fish here at the moment. Yes. Yeah, and speaking of that, of course, obviously right now the aquarium is closed due to coronavirus and slowing that spread. But when we are reopened, it would be our absolute honor and pleasure to have all of you together, separate, bring the fam, bring everybody, so we can not only look at these birds in person, but also do some bird watching here in our neighborhood. We've got all the seasonal birds, so you're going to have to make numerous visits as they're migrating. We absolutely would love to have you back at the aquarium, and yeah, I'd love to go bird watching, not in my living room. So hopefully we can get that done. So just wanted to say that.
This is the first time I've gone bird watching in like a week, so I'm having a blast. This is great.
Yeah, no, I went on Sunday when we had Black in Nature. I was like, oh, well, I can just park with my friend and borrow their binoculars because who knows what happened to mine. And I got to see some killdeer and I got to hear them scream at me. So the last time I went to the park, there was one that was sitting on her nest and they just nest out in open fields. They're just like, you know what, this spot right here where anybody can step on me, this looks good. I'm gonna put my nest here. And I almost stepped on it and I look down, I see the orange circle and it's in the middle. And as soon as I notice it, it screams at me. And I'm like, okay, all right, my bad. I really do love killdeer so much. When they do the little broken wing thing, it's kind of scary.
Mm-hmm.
Look at it spin. Look at it go.
So Sheridan said she can't hear us.
Oh no.
Oh no, Sheridan.
We lose
Nah.
Sheridan?
Oh no.
Yeah.
I have a question. Sorry, I'm
Said
so
she-
interested in like all the behind the scenes aquarium things.
Oh, the
So
tea, as you
Yeah.
mentioned on Twitter. Are we getting to it?
Do any of them ever like mate and like lay eggs? And
That's a
what
great
happens?
question. Yeah. They definitely do. So some of our birds are part of species survival plans. And every now and then we'll have them breeding at the aquarium. If that happens, we usually will take them behind the scenes just to keep them a little bit safer and secluded and give them little quiet space back there. So we've had stilts born at the aquarium before. So yeah, we've definitely had. I'm trying to remember who else. We don't have a ton of the shorebirds being born at the aquarium simply because we want to have a lot of space for any rescues that come to us. So like I said, like most of these are rescued birds in here that have come either from around their area or even all the way across the country. But for some of our other birds, yeah, they absolutely do breed and nest. And our penguins in particular, we have a big species survival program for them. So right now is nesting season, and if you are watching our penguin cam anytime, you'll see them in their, it looks like a little cave in the rockwork, but those are where their nests are, and they're building their nests out of big pebbles, and they'll go in there and raise their chicks. We've had, oh no, I think I've lost count at this point how many chicks have hatched at the aquarium before, but if any of you are familiar with Ray the penguin or Piper and Thule the penguins, those are three penguin chicks that have all hatched at the aquarium that are still here. Other ones that have hatched at the aquarium have gone on to live at other accredited zoos and aquariums across the country as part of that species survival plan for them. But yeah.
That's so cool.
That's awesome.
Yeah.
All right. I just wanted to hop in and say that we regret to inform you that Sheridan has had to leave the call. Seems likely due to bandwidth
Yeah.
issues, but she is out doing her work out there. So thank you for being there, Sheridan. Carefully, she's a heron is my... everybody know that meme? Never mind. So Sheridan the heron down there. So thank you, Sheridan, for your time with us. I've also been informed from Curtis that we have another 20 minutes, give or take, here of his ability to zoom the camera around. The cam will keep going, so we can obviously stay on a little bit longer. But if we wanted to zoom around and follow some of the birds from a distance from the sky view there from Curtis, we got about 20 more minutes for that. So anyway, back to y'all.
I think watching shorebird behavior is just so cool. Like other birds, you can't like see their behavior as easily, but shorebirds, they can't really hide, and you get to like, oh, watching the
No,
owls.
they've been hiding. They've been hiding.
Whoa, had a little wing there. Yeah, so there was a question about some of these birds and shorebirds generally. What defines a shorebird, I think, because they fly around so much? Like what do we consider to be a shorebird versus a seabird that's on shore? Is it specifically phylogenetic, or do we know?
Something that I've always been following is a water bird or a seabird utilizes the sea to obtain its food, versus a shorebird utilizes the shoreline to obtain its food.
Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's a description that I've heard as well. And for shorebirds versus seabirds, shorebirds can be found on pretty much any kind of shore, whether it is coastal or freshwater. So that's another difference. So no matter, you know, where you are in the world, if you have some kind of source of water nearby, whether that's the ocean or a pond, a river, a lake, a little stream, you probably have shorebirds in your area, but you probably don't have seabirds in your area if you're by freshwater. But that isn't always the case either, because like I grew up in Arizona, and every now and then we would have, you know, like pelicans hanging out there, or we'd see a gull and we'd be like, "Excuse me, what are you doing here?"
Pelicans get lost easily.
Yeah. Can we hear some more stories about pelicans? I was promised pelican stories.
Give us
Okay,
this pelican knowledge.
Yeah.
So for people who don't know, I study brown pelicans here on the coast of Louisiana, and in order to go to their nesting habitats, which are barrier islands, we tend to have to drive a boat about an hour, and sometimes there are boat mishaps. Occasionally they're near shore with cell service, and occasionally they're not near shore, and we don't have cell service. I'm trying to think of which story I want to tell, but basically Water Patrol here in Louisiana, they know my phone number and my name at this point. This one time our postdoc was driving the boat and he accidentally pulled the kill switch, and the kill switch is basically whoever's driving the boat wears it around their wrist, so if they were to accidentally fall off the boat, the engine would shut off. He accidentally had pulled it and didn't realize it, so we thought the engine died on us. So we sat there for 2 hours waiting for Water Patrol while I was trying to fix the boat, because I was
no,
we don't have time to waste. And I actually eventually found that it was the kill switch, and I had to call the Water Patrol and tell them never mind.
Oh man.
He's already on
They're probably tired of you.
That's very, very similar to my story of not being able to start the boat because it wasn't in neutral for 15 minutes. So I'm a marine biologist. Here I go. Can't start the boat. I had my red beanie confiscated. I mean, it was a whole thing. I wasn't allowed to Cousteau it up anymore.
Boats are so finicky. There's so much you have to remember.
Definitely. All
Janita,
right.
do you have any favorite things about pelicans? Because like here in our area, we have both brown pelicans and white pelicans that come by. So I was just wondering, I love seeing them, and it's always really exciting when we get to see them here in Monterey, but I actually don't know like too much about them. So I didn't know if you had any like favorite things or fun facts that you wanted to share with everyone about pelicans.
Yeah, I have two. So once pelican chicks get their down feathers, they actually form these teenager groups, and they leave their nest basically and just hang around together. And they're really cute. They're just a bunch of white floof balls, like all herding in one direction, depending on where I'm walking. They go the opposite direction from me, and it's the best thing ever. And I just call them teenager groups, but there is a scientific term by the name of creatus. Am I saying that right?
I have no idea. It's one of those words that I've always seen, but I've never said out loud.
That's why I just call them teenager groups. They get all sassy, and that's the point where they start, like, if you walk too close, they'll like stick their beaks out and just start yelling at you.
And is it in pelican terms that you don't really understand what they mean because they're so new, and the older pelicans are just shaking their head for the teenager? I'm sorry, they're all doing it on TikTok.
Wait.
I'll stop talking. Oh my goodness.
What?
Never mind. The teenager groups.
That was a bad joke.
That was horrible. I'm done. I'm hiding my video. I'm out of here. Sorry, Juita.
I don't have a TikTok, so I don't really know. Sorry. I feel old now, though.
I don't know how that works either.
Don't worry. Welcome to the world of social media.
Oh, we're ancient.
We are. We're 30, so we're ancient online.
Juita, another Pelican question.
Yeah.
What was it like the first time you saw it take its gular patch and stretch it over its neck, like the inside out thing? What was it
How
like
does that
the
make you
first time?
feel?
It looks like it feel good, but
So the first time I ever saw it was actually on an image. So I have camera traps, which are basically motion activated cameras that hunters typically use, but I actually use them to spy on my pelicans on these islands. And I saw it and I was like, what's going on? So I had to ask our postdoc who's been working with pelicans since 2008, I want to say, for a very long time. He's been working with them for a very long time. And he was like, oh, it's just yawning. Because I'm observing behavior. So in my data sheet, it literally just says yawn for the behavior. I thought it was interesting.
It's the creepiest yawn that I've ever seen in my life.
Because
Like, you know what? I'm gonna yawn, but I'm gonna stretch everything out. My spine, please.
Wait, have you been to a yoga class though? It's kind of the same thing.
No, it's not. No, please don't lie. Don't lie to the people watching this.
I'm so
It's
used
not
to
the
being
same as
around them.
yoga.
Yeah, I feel like I'm just so used to being around them that I love seeing everyone else's reactions and experiences towards them. So I'm like, wait, that's so normal for me.
No.
My second fact was that they are so soft. Don't touch a pelican.
they?
I have a federal permit.
they
Well,
covered
now
in
everyone
red
wants
tape?
to touch a pelican.
Yeah.
You should have led with the "don't touch a pelican." And
Don't touch them. They're protected.
Juita, let me help
it's
you.
okay. Everybody knows better. Everybody in our chat right now, everybody watching this, they know.
Yeah.
Permits to touch birds.
Leave wildlife wild.
That part. I have a question about the Avocet though. Can you tell the male and females apart from their bills? Because I know for like there's two species of hummingbirds back home that have curved bills, but beaks, whatever. And the female has a longer, more curved one, and that's how you know that it's a female. It's one of the ways you know it's a female. So is it the same for like a bird like this? Does anybody know? Can anybody help us?
I mean,
I'm
I can
looking
take
at the
that answer, but I don't know if one of you wanted to take
Well,
it.
and we should point out that the Avocet is currently hiding its beak inside its feathers, saying,
Yes,
you can't guess
it's
who
taking a
I
nap.
am.
Oh, there it is.
It's too bad. So we have
There it
two
is.
Avocets in the aviary. Both of them are females. And yes, you can absolutely tell that they are females versus males just by looking at their beak. So the beak of the females is going to be shorter and more upturned. I'm gonna
Okay.
double check that really quick because I want to make sure I'm not getting it reversed. The males are longer and straighter, but the females are more upturned. I'm gonna double check that. I
feel
just
like
had
it
this
makes
moment of
sense that the
panic of
males-
questioning myself.
I feel like it makes sense that the males would be the ones that are straighter because that's how it is in the hummingbirds too. The purple-throated carib and the green-throated carib, the males have longer, straighter, straighter beaks, and then the females have the longer, more down-curved ones. So it'll be like, I don't know, I think it's like a third longer or something like that. Don't
Which
close
carib?
It fell asleep. Oh my goodness.
That's it. The sun has Avocet on the day.
Oh my god.
Yes.
Hey.
That was a good one.
It's
You need
Avocettling
the sound.
in.
What is
But yeah.
yeah.
In fact, oh yeah, that's a constant in the background of my brain. I did want to
Okay. Sorry, Patrick. I just wanted to confirm that yes, the females have the shorter, more upturned beaks, and the males have the longer, less upturned beaks. Than that, my second guessing of myself was it was okay what I said the first time. Okay, sorry.
Oh no, I just wanted to interrupt just very quickly because it appears so Curtis is our webcam technician, and he's got a few other things he may need to be looking at as the aquarium is preparing for reopening and other things. So Curtis might end up just going back to a wide shot or back to the regular viewing of the stream here. So then it'll be kind of like automated bird watching there if we want to stay on stream. So we totally don't have to leave if we're having fun. But Curtis might be signing off from the zooming in. So just thank you, Curtis, so much for
Thanks, Curtis.
for flying around. All right.
Thank you for giving the oyster catcher so much screen time. She deserved it.
Yes.
Awesome. Okay.
Juita, we have a question from the Black AF in STEM group chat. Do brown pelicans smell? From Al. Al is asking you this.
Do brown pelicans what?
Smell.
Oh gosh. Okay, they do. Anytime you pick one up, it's probably gonna vomit on you around.
Oh no.
It's
Sounds
it's
about
their, like,
right.
defense mechanism in hopes that you would go for the vomit and let them go. So they do smell, but they are so cute that I feel like it evens out. So.
You mean the baby pelicans are cute?
The adults are cute too. They have the bluest eyes. Oh my! It's like
no.
the clearest blue eyes.
No. Did you see that picture that Yara tweeted?
No.
The bird, oh my god, that was the creepiest pelican picture I've ever seen in my life, and I did not need that.
Okay, let me send you the good, cute photos that I have, because you need some. It seems like you need some.
I want to believe you, Juita. I want to believe you.
Juita, send them to me. I haven't seen a pelican in like 2 years, so I'll
So
say
she can send them. You can definitely send them. I just don't know if I believe.
I have a photo like album that just says pelicans for all my pelican photos. I'm always ready to just drop a pelican photo.
Well, what's your favorite pelican photo?
Ooh, that's a good one.
Oh yeah, show us your favorite pelican.
If you email that to me.
Yeah.
I think Chelsea already did.
Is it the
Did I?
Okay, hold on.
Oh, maybe,
Is it you with a pelican? Here, let's put you up
Oh gosh.
with the pelican.
It's just an adult pelican.
Okay, hold on.
Here's the picture that Yara posted real quick so that y'all can see it. Do you
Oh
see
my gosh.
What?
Do you see this? Do you see how creepy that is? Look at it. Look at it. By the way, this is from Yara Haridi. Follow her on Twitter. She's a super cool paleontologist. Get some bone knowledge.
I think you can see the blue eyes when I'm holding it too. So that one works fine. But the adults are always so stunning, especially in their breeding plumage.
Oh. Not even a little bit.
Okay, Juita, I'm gonna put you up on screen here so that I can also, let's see. Oh, I thought I had it. Hold on. Hold the phone. Here we go. It's you and your pelican side by side. There you go. So right next to you right now is you holding that pelican.
Yes. I will just do a disclaimer. We have the appropriate permits to be handling this adult brown pelican. Please don't do this without permits.
Oh, okay. We'll take it down.
Oh wait, no, you're fine.
Nobody get any ideas.
That's a really good picture.
Become a
And that
scientist,
really
people.
hard to
Become a scientist so that you can hug a pelican.
Yes,
like
it's
that.
really hard to catch them. Yeah.
Oh, I bet. They look like they do not want to be caught.
No, that pelican was not happy with me at all.
I can see that it's not happy with you, and I don't know how you think it's cute because that its eyes say, "I will murder you." The instant you let go.
How strong is their opening up mouth? Like how?
It's pretty strong. Like I do have to stick my finger in there just to keep it closed because they'll thrash around.
Oh my God.
So I'm hugging it. It's like a football.
A lot of people in the chat right now are very impressed that there's no vomit on you in that picture either, Juita. So you did a great job of catching that pelican.
I'm dead.
if they like zoom into my pants, they're covered. It's gross. It's not glamorous. I can tell you that much.
I found the other pelican photo. If you'd like me to put that up on screen.
Oh yeah, is it of the adult?
Yes.
Majestic. Do it.
Okay, we've got a pelican covering up the rest of the birds now. But there it is. There's your beautiful.
Do you see their eyes?
And here, if you'd like, I'll zoom all the way in on its eye. Should we do that?
Yeah, can you make it full screen? Just zoom in on the eye.
I don't know why that one had like, it looked like it was a little disheveled.
That is such a creepy picture.
That is very fun.
That pelican is a model right there.
Right? That's what
Yeah.
I'm saying. Emily gets me.
Juita and I are going to be off over here just like pelicans. Oh my gosh, they're amazing.
Are there pelicans in the background? Like I see one, but are there?
Yeah,
like,
there's
more?
pelicans in the background.
Are they hanging out in like a
laying
group?
on a nest?
Yeah, so I'm on a nesting island right now, or in that photo, filled with 10,000 approximately nests on it. So, yeah.
That beak is something I didn't know. The hook at the end. Oof.
Yeah, if the hook gets you, that's the only part that really hurts.
The claw at the end of the beak. Yeah, yeah.
Yeah, besides the meat hook at the end of the extremely extensible neck and beak, it's pretty chill.
I mean, is it though? Because there's something in its eye, like way in the back, that like fully acknowledges that it is a dinosaur and that it will not hesitate to rush you if you make a wrong move. I can't.
Wait, no, that's terns and skimmers.
Oh.
They are the ones that will come for you. Pelicans tend to just fly away. But the terns and skimmers dive bomb us all the time. So they come within an inch of my face.
That
scary.
sounds about right.
I flinch every time.
Yeah, turns there was. I don't know. Did you hear about the story about the loon too recently that may have taken down an eagle?
What?
Yes.
Yeah.
Oh, yes.
Right.
If it did it to music, would that be a Looney Tune? See myself out.
Yeah. So
I think it's time for you to leave, Patrick.
Oh no! Okay, live stream over. Uninvited.
anyway, back to loons and eagles. Yes, a lot of people are like, "Wait, what?"
Oh no, I know.
Yeah.
I know.
No, we aren't sure quite what happened, but it may have been that the eagle was trying to get to the loon's chicks, and the loon was having none of that.
Oh
and,
yeah, no.
attacked the eagle and stabbed it basically, like right through the chest. And so, yeah, loons, don't mess with them either.
Yeah, there's no video of it actually happening, right? It was like an
I haven't
autopsy.
seen the video yet. Oh my
No, it was
God.
an autopsy, right?
Yeah, I think all I heard was that they saw the eagle with the wound and that it matched perfectly with a loon beak. So yeah, it was like bird CSI that was happening.
I almost picked Loon today for my favorite
yeah, I'm
bird
looking-
because of that story. Like
I'm looking at the article right now. Loon stabs bald eagle to death. It's like human side story.
It's
Dramatic.
amazing.
Oh,
Anyway, birds, they're amazing. Love them. That's
They
the
are.
moral of this story.
It's
They're
a
better than
criminal
fish.
offense to kill a bald eagle, which is why when they saw it, they were like, "Wait, what's happening?" And they did the autopsy, but it
Yeah.
wasn't a bullet. It was just stabbed by a loon.
Wow.
yeah, you can't arrest a loon.
Loon's like, what? Had it coming.
That's incredible. Yeah, we have loons that come and visit the
Laws.
Monterey Bay, and I saw one diving the other day underwater for the first time, and that was quite the surprise. The cormorants, you kind of expect them, but the loon was just so much larger and closer, and it just had this very nonchalant, like, yeah, I don't know if you heard that story about a cousin of mine and the bald eagle, but anyway, have a good day. And you're like, oh, Just went and grabbed the
So
little
just
bait
remember
fish.
that. Just keep that in the back of your mind.
Oh,
every
yeah.
time you see it.
No, I mean living
When you
dinosaurs,
see me
right?
in the hall, just move.
Right. You know, the loon's just like, yeah, T-Rex, that's cute. But anyway, what I'm up to. Oh man. So I do want to make sure that we're respectful of anyone's time. If you want to keep hanging out, we can keep doing that. We have been streaming for about an hour and a half,
Have we?
about an hour of which is usable based on the audio.
First half an hour, you can just.
There's good parts to it. There's some good things. There's some good things in there. I did
Lot of
want
There's a lot of oyster catcher screen time.
Yeah.
was a lot of good
Wait,
oyster.
Oyster Catcher has been up, right? This whole time?
Oh yeah, I've been looking at it. I've
Chilling.
been looking at it. I've
Yeah.
definitely been looking at it.
She's been popping. She's on
She's
screen.
been working it.
Yeah. I did want to make sure that we talked about this a little bit, just because we have so many young folks who tune into to our channels here. If you all have any advice for particularly young women who are in science, getting involved and getting out there in nature, I don't know if you want to talk about that a little bit.
No opinions. Okay, let's move on.
No.
I wasn't sure. I feel like
I think we're all waiting for each other to start.
Yeah. I feel like I just talked a lot. My thing would be imposter syndrome lingers. It comes and it goes. I think a majority of us have it. So just always try to take opportunities as they come if they interest you, even if you think you may not exactly fit the job description or the internship description. You never know who has applied. It could literally just be you. And there you go. You have your experience. I also think that experience can be a little bit more useful than getting a 4.0. I know like getting good grades is good. Stay in school if you want. Like stay in school and like go as far as you want with that. But having the experience also helps a lot. So working on your resume, your CV, as well as knowing people, having these mentors and advisors that truly are on your side. Yeah.
That's great.
So just like I'm just gonna reiterate some of the points that Juita had. It's, like definitely take chances. It's you're gonna be out of your comfort zone sometimes. It's gonna happen, and I'm a very anxious person. So like looking outside my comfort zone, I'm like, man, do I really want to do that? But outside of it is where you find really cool things, and that's where you learn new things about yourself and about what you want to do. I probably would not be studying annuls if it was not for my advisor telling me like, you should take this chance. And I appreciate Dr. Charles Watson so much. He had been telling me about this lizard research for so long, and I told myself like, I don't know if I can do that. I don't know if that's for me. And one day I was like, you know what? He's been telling me about this. He's been telling me that I can do it. Why am I telling myself that I can do it? And I know, like Juita said, imposter syndrome is a real thing. But just be patient with yourself and be kind with yourself, and make sure that you take as many chances as you can. If it is possible for you to take that chance, if there's like nothing in your way, like financially or anything like that, take the chance and see where it goes and see what happens for you. Because I wanted to be like so many things when I was younger, and then I wanted to be an ornithologist, and now I'm like, birds are really cool. I love birds. I appreciate them so much, but I'm doing so much anole stuff because I love anoles so much, and I'm like on Twitter, I'm like talking to people about anoles, and I'm sharing anoles with people, and I'm drawing anole stickers. Like I found my place, and it's because I took a chance.
Wait, where can we find your stickers?
Oh, you can find my stickers at chelseaherps.redbubble.com. I'll be adding new ones next week. I've done so much this week. I'm not drawing anything else right now. But yeah, you can check them out there. Thank you, Juita.
And I would say that a lot of people might doubt your abilities, but don't let anything that they think of you, any of their projections, stop you from doing what you're actually passionate about. Don't let anybody tell you anything negative. I mean, get that out of your space. You don't need that in your life whatsoever. Just keep pushing forward. Again, just don't listen to, follow yourself, follow your heart. Don't listen to the haters.
Yes.
You guys
That's
are
wonderful.
like literally making me cry over here right now. Like, very emotional. No.
That's great.
Yeah, no, we just we really appreciate you reaching out to us and coming birding with us today. I loved a comment that I just saw someone say over there on your Periscope that said every expert starts as a beginner.
That's
And
true.
I think that that like really hit home for at least me, like when I was a young woman in science and just being very intimidated by the world around me and that imposter syndrome, Juita. Yeah, it's real. And so I just really appreciate all of you women out there doing amazing work. Another thing that I want to make sure that we talk about too is if you have any tips for anyone who might be interested in getting started birding, because it can be kind of an intimidating world to enter. There are so many birds, like we've been talking about. There are so many birds out there. It's hard to know where to start. Do you have any tips for anyone who's interested in joining this awesome community?
It's totally okay not to know the birds. Like all of these birds that we've seen on screen, I don't know them, but I'm having looking at them. Shorebirds are really hard for me, but also you can do it from your backyard. Like make up names for birds. I would personally enjoy like, oh, I know that bird. I don't know what it's called, but I'm gonna give it a name that I can relate to on my own. And then maybe eventually you'll learn the real name for it or the name that's shared by a lot of other people. But yeah, just have fun. Do whatever you want.
Yeah. Like congratulations if you like birds. You are already a birder. Look at you doing it. You're killing it already. Like, are you outside watching them, appreciating it? Like Jason said, like, yeah, that means you're a birder. Jason is completely right. You're a birder. You're doing it. And again, be patient with yourself. It's going to take time to learn IDs, and some birds are difficult because what sets them apart is like one like difference in pattern on like one feather or some nonsense, and that is it's hard to get it the first time. It's hard to get it maybe the 100th time, but it's fine. Like you will get there. Just take your time and just look at the birds and enjoy them, and don't focus on the I don't want to be wrong part. Everybody learns. It's all right.
One thing that I really enjoyed, since I still consider myself a very amateur birder, I stalk eBird like in my area, and that really helps me ID birds because someone else has already ID'd them that has probably been doing this a lot longer than me. So I pick like my top 5 for the day and I try to find those. So eBird has a list of birds that were seen in your area recently, but also you can click on the name of the bird and it'll show you all the different pictures of the different plumages that they can have throughout the year, as well as male and female differences and a little blurb about them. So I always think that's really fun. And it's free. We all like free, or at least I like free.
I think we all like free.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah. And just wanting to, I know that we had some of this at the beginning, but now I really don't know if that audio was out there in the world. So not to, go back to an hour and 37 minutes ago. But I did just want to offer another opportunity to talk about what this week has meant to all of you, because I know that you're running from live stream to live stream and there's coverage and everything about Black Birders Week, Black AF in STEM, Black in Nature, and then today, Black Women Who Bird. So I just wanted to let's go back to there to offer up opportunity to to talk about what this week has meant to all of you, and what you would like the folks to take away. Yeah, whoever feels like going.
Can I start? I can start.
Go for it.
So this week has been amazing. We started this movement in response to the incident that happened in Central Park. And for me personally, I didn't realize there were so many of us out there. And when I say us, I mean like Black people in STEM, nature enthusiasts, outdoors. I thought the little group that Jason had created was like, whoa, there's so many of us in here. And then all of a sudden I'm checking the hashtags and I've never reached the bottom. Like I've never reached the end because there's so many of us. And as someone who generally doesn't see people that look like me at conferences, at my university, there's 5 Black women in the biology department, 5, and we're all grad students. So there's no Black faculty in my department right now. And so it was amazing to see that out there. And I hope everyone else that were also able to tune in, especially the Black kids, were also able to see, whoa, these Black people are out there and doing what I may want to do in the future, and just to inspire them, as well as let people know that visibility and representation is really important, and we all deserve to be able to be outdoors and feel safe while doing so.
Yeah. So, like Judah was saying, it's like I knew that there were a decent amount of Black people out there who love being outdoors, who did field research, but to actually like see it the way that we've seen it, like going through the tag, like she said, I've been liking so many pictures, and then I'm like, okay, I think I got most of them, and then I'll see a new one on my stream. It's been like, we did Black in Nature on Sunday. It is Friday, and I'm still seeing new ones. And I'm like, okay, I'm still liking all of these, and my heart feels so full because it's like, okay, I knew there were a lot of us, and now I get to see that there's way more than I could have ever imagined, and it is so inspiring to me. And I know that I personally am driven on stubbornness and spite, but other people might need like that inspiration of seeing someone who like looks like them. And we're doing that. There are kids out there who can see us and they're like, oh, they're doing it, so I can do it too. And 100% that is probably my favorite thing, that there are kids out there who are like, okay, I can definitely be in this field. I can definitely go outside and hike. I can definitely enjoy these things because here are people who look like me and they enjoy those things too. This is okay. This is a space that I can occupy as well. And also for like young Black girls, like you have that intersectionality where it's not just your race, it's your gender. And people might try to discount you for both of those things. And that's going to be hard. But you have a community, and I hope that you can find it. Anybody that wants to DM me, you definitely can, and I will hype you up any day. I go to bed at like 5 a.m. So you can DM me and I will hype you up if you need it. Like we're here for you. There's a whole community and it's a lot bigger than any of us thought that it would ever be, and it means so much to me.
Yeah, this week has been absolutely incredible. I think both Juita and Chelsea hit it on the head. I used to feel like really alone and really isolated in my STEM field and the interests that I had. But ever since the Black AF and STEM group chat that got organized, my heart was just so full and so happy to see other Black scientists. And then now with the Black Birders Week and the Black AF and STEM Twitter and Instagram pages, I am overflowing with happiness and reassurance that we are in this area, we belong in this space, and we have formed a community of people, just even though it's online, we formed a community of people who now know each other and can make these connections because of the interests that they share. And it's just so uplifting and so happy.
Oh, thank you everyone so much for sharing. Well, that pulls at the heartstrings everywhere. Obviously, it's our distinct pleasure. Yeah, I saw that tissue there, Emily.
Yes, sir. I've just been like silently sobbing over here for the last 5 minutes. It's cool.
I've cried all week. Yeah, get it out.
At some point on Sunday, I was like in the park. I just checked my phone and I was like,
Oh, man.
Oh. No, I think I'm just feeling like I just can't wait for when all of us can be in the same place at the same time together
Yeah.
and go birding. I would love
Oh, yeah.
Definitely.
nothing more than that.
Yeah, once I mean, obviously, I'm thinking about is whenever it makes sense safely to do so. Obviously, we don't know what the future holds when the aquarium reopens, but whenever we can, having the Black AF and STEM community just come and hang out at the aquarium. We gotta make that happen. Got to have all of you out here for the birds. But yeah, all I'm thinking about is like once we
Yeah,
get
we
that
would love
get
that.
that building back open, and once we're able to move on from at least like one of the big issues that we're facing right now with this pandemic and everything, when we can leave our apartments, we'd love to be able to get everybody together again.
That'd be
Um,
amazing.
yeah,
Fun.
be awesome.
We actually have never, like, most of us have not ever met each other.
Yeah.
Oh,
That
wow.
would be awesome. Yeah.
Danielle and I live in Texas, and
I've met
Well,
one
I'm in
person from a
Louisiana.
whole
We're
group.
pretty close, but not super close.
You got to set it up.
Really quick before we say goodbye, Danielle, I think someone just pointed out, is that a bird pattern that you have on your couch?
I have layers of birds on right now. I have birds on my
Whoa,
Look at all the penguins.
penguins!
and yes, this is a bird pattern couch that I own.
Oh my
Oh my
goodness!
gosh.
I found this couch out thrifting, which is my personal hobby, and it
thrifting
has
is
come home
fun.
with me. I didn't know how I was going to get it home, but I got it home.
This is amazing.
So everybody
That's
else
a
out there
good
needs to
couch.
step up their game. I have nothing bird around.
How much was this couch? Like,
$50.
Wow.
ooh,
I
I got my couch
bird
for like
on that.
20.
Yeah.
It's a good couch. We should go thrifting together when none
Oh,
of.
absolutely. That is
Oh,
my
look at
love
the pelican.
Oh, look at it!
That's all
Oh,
I
are
have.
we like showing off our birds now?
Yep.
'Cause
It's bird time. Who's the pup? Hold on. There's a
Okay.
pup.
All
is
right.
that a dog? Hold
This
on.
is Blueberry.
Hi. Oh no. Oh,
Oh, my
blueberry.
God.
Oh, those
Hi,
eyes.
Hi, Beaky.
Hi,
Beaky
Blueberry.
Pizza.
Where have you been
Very
hiding this
cute.
dog?
Where has this dog been this whole time?
I have. She's just been hanging out.
Oh, blueberry. No.
Precious.
Oh,
This is
puppy.
where she gets people. She's too cute.
Oh no.
Oh.
She just wants to play.
Oh my god.
Oh,
She's
my heart.
perfect.
Oh.
Oh.
That's amazing.
My heart.
Oh, blueberry.
Why would you hide Blueberry from us?
We're talking about birds. Can I
Okay,
get
but
you
she can
down?
talk about birds too.
All right, dude.
Amazing.
Calm down, okay? Thank you.
That is a
Oh.
tail wag of approval for birding. If I've ever seen one. Amazing.
So needy. Ma'am,
Juita, I did want to mention that you were mentioning being from California, missing your scrub jays. I do have a scrub jay that has flown by a couple of times. I was given a bird feeder at the beginning of quarantine so that I wouldn't be so alone. And so the local scrub jay is finally warming up to me and came to say hi specifically to you. So sending scrub jay love
That's
to you in
awesome.
Louisiana, just so you know.
And yeah, I know that we've talked about this on stream before, but in case you are interested in starting to be a birder, and no matter where you are right now, even if you're in shelter in place like us here in California, you can bird from anywhere. You can look outside your window and chances are there's going to be a bird. Whether you're in an urban area, if you're in the desert, if you're in a grassland out on a farm, if you're along the coastline, no matter where you are in the world, there are birds. And where there are birds, that means that you can be a birder. So right now is a great time to get to know your bird neighbors and to to get started. I always think it's just really amazing, especially right now while we're all in quarantine, that there's a very good chance that the bird that I see here today in in very gray and cloudy, Monterey, California, someone else is going to see tomorrow, probably in a totally different area. And in a couple of months, who knows? Juita might see that same bird out there in Louisiana, and so on and so forth. And so it's amazing that that community that has been formed just from these amazing animals that are right outside your window.
Yeah.
But if you're a bald eagle, beware the loons, I believe is
Yes.
what we've
Yes.
Yeah.
learned. Yes.
Just stay away from the loons. There's plenty of fish and small mammals you can eat.
Well, with that, everyone, we're looking at an hour and 48 minutes here, live on stream.
Oh, wait. I need to do a sign out for Sheridan because she
Yes. Oh, yes, please do.
Yes.
So Sheridan is super cool, and she's a master's student in Georgia, and she loves birds. That's what she's doing right now, which is why her connection was she took a break from bird watching to birdwatch. And she majors in environmental education, if I remember it correctly. I don't want to like describe it wrong. I think it's environmental education. And you can find her on Twitter at BeanieJean_ and learn more about what she's doing. Just like tweet at her and say that, hey, you were on the stream, but you got disconnected. Tell me what you like doing and what you're doing. She has a YouTube channel as well. Ask her about that. And the link's also like in her bio on Twitter.
Awesome. Yeah, we'll put those links in the description. If you're watching us on YouTube right now, there are links to all of these amazing people's Twitter handles. And if you're following the aquarium on Instagram, we also tagged them there. And then also just follow Black AF in STEM, which I was pronouncing Black Fin STEM for a long time because I've been sitting in front of my computer for a very long time and am no longer able to read. So Emily corrected me. I appreciate that. So follow them, Black AF in STEM on Twitter and Instagram. Are you anywhere else? Twitter and Instagram, right?
Yeah. For now.
Oh.
Our links that like the live streams and all the things that we have done in the past, they're also in our bios for our Instagram for sure, and I'm pretty sure our Twitter has our link tree up there. So check out all the things we've been doing this week.
Excellent.
Yeah. And then over in Twitch, I know that our mods, Sarah and Celestina, have been putting the links to your Twitter handles in there, so everybody has those too. Amazing.
Yeah, definitely come say hi to us on Twitter. We would love it. I do occasionally like scroll through all my mentions in case someone has like a question about an old or something that I didn't get a notification for. So I probably will reply to you or like a tweet if you tweet at me.
We're all really active. We're on there all the time. Come find us on Twitter.
All right. Well, with that, I think maybe what we can do is here I'll put the aviary cam back up with us picture in picture on the lower left, and I will slowly fade us out. But I just wanted to give and the oyster catcher went by with her wings out to say thank you to you,
I love
Chelsea,
her so much.
specifically. But yes, until we can see each other in person, we'll connect online. Look forward to anything else. If you have any ideas for us, send them our way, obviously, so we can hang out and do some more bird stuff. But go Team Bird. Congratulations on your win today. And thank you so much for being on this live stream. Emily, any parting thoughts?
No, I think it's our normal parting thoughts for the aquarium channels of just thank you so much for tuning in today, and we hope to see you all again very soon.
Yeah. Thank you.
Yeah.
Thanks,
Danielle,
everyone.
Juita, Chelsea.
Thank you.
Yes.
So fun.
All right.
Thank you, Patrick. Thanks, Emily.
Absolutely. Glad we could figure out the audio. And now the
Yes.
birds. Thanks, everyone.
Bye.